Yeah, snow plowing budget, 4 years ago, we spent 1,700. 2 years ago, we spent 6,600. This year I budgeted 5,500. We're already at 43.
Wow.
We're gonna spend $7,000-8,000 this year, maybe more.
How much your association fees in there?
350. Well, they get a lot for it though. That includes building insurance, and water, sewer, garbage,
Lawn care?
plowing, lawn care,
That's
everything, so
for 350?
350, yeah, so it's. People look at us at first and say, what, geez, that's what, do you have a tennis court? And I said, no, nobody would use it anyway. But
Oh, yeah.
have it right there.
Ready?
There you go.
All right, I would like to call the meeting to order for the Nisswa Nisswa Planning Commission Board of Adjustment for Tuesday, January 4th, 2022. Roll call, I'll start from the right and come this way. So Jesse's on.
Gary Harris.
Josh Young.
Kristen Hansen.
We're missing somebody.
John, can you state your name?
Roll call.
Roll call, so just state your name. John,
Oh.
yep. Is your microphone on, by the way? If you want to tap that green and then.
There you go.
There you go. Thank you.
We're in White Flint now. Dave Reese.
Jenny Max.
Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda? Being none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Next item is an open forum. Is there anyone present that would like to speak towards anything not on the agenda this evening? Looks pretty empty back there. Yeah. Moving on to public hearings, I'll entertain a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. All right, first item is a variance application 022-21 to allow for reconstruction of a dwelling on a lot with an existing nonconformity. The subject property is located at 3781 West Linden Boulevard, PID 282-20549. Owner James Arcote, applicant Paul Harmon. Are you Mr. Harmon? If you would please come to the desk. Well, all right.
We can check.
All right, your staff report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So tonight we have variance application in front of the commission. Really, this is due to an existing nonconformity regarding impervious coverage. The existing impervious coverage is at 45.76%. However, the proposed project would decrease that impervious coverage down to 43.9%. So as it still exceeds the maximum allowed by ordinance, the variance is required. However, it is a decrease, so it's an improvement to the property, and staff therefore recommends approval of the variance application as presented.
Normally now I'd give people time to make a public comment, but since we have an empty gallery, we'll just move on from there. I just wanted to make a note of that for the minutes. And normally, since we have two new members here, usually what I'll do is I'll kind of go around and then get everybody's feedback. And then sometimes we jump back and forth based on the questions. Since this is your first meeting, you don't necessarily have to say anything tonight. You can just kind of watch if you want, but it's up to you. Okay. So, you want to just give us a brief overview of what the project is in your own words and why you need the variance?
Yes. The drawing explains it best. There's an old cabin from the Luann Cottages days when this lot was a strip resort back in, my father-in-law said it's 1930s. This is the only remaining cabin from that original strip resort. And our proposal is to move it back from the lake 6 feet and keep it the same, what I call a footprint, the same square footage of the main level. Do the stormwater retention directed away from the lake back to in front of, the impervious coverage is a tennis court that has been there since the 60s, possibly, and it sits at the back of the lot, right on, or just off of Linden Boulevard, on the north side of the property. The lake is the south side of the property. And the existing cabin sits on cinder blocks at each corner and has the construction that was, so it's been added to, but has the construction from the 19 whatevers. And so in order to make it a more usable family cabin, proposal is to rebuild it on a standard foundation. And in doing that, the design that we have landed on is to increase the conformity of the dwelling by the existing structure sits right on the east lot line. Anyway, we would center that square footage and have a 7.5-foot setback on each side, an additional 6-foot setback in front, and the holding pond in front of the tennis court to direct the water that way.
Gary, do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions. I have just a comment on it. It's, over the last few years, we worked very hard with Grandview and with Mark Ronnie when he's been in here every month, and, we're dealing with the impervious surface coverages, and I don't, this one is over, that particular lot is over the impervious coverage, but the new one, the way you're developing it, actually reduces that tad from the percentages that I see.
Yeah, just by a little bit.
And I certainly, personally, I don't see any reason for denying this. And I think in the past, like I said, Grandview has worked very, very well and very hard with us on this issue. So, and I know that Mark had mentioned once that a lot of those old cabins, the old houses were going to come out of there because the market has changed. People want, they want different dwellings now. So,
And I appreciate your comment.
Yeah.
There is, the family-owned lots in here has greatly increased the impervious coverage because on the north side of Linden, just across the street from us, they've removed 3 houses and put in grass.
Right.
So,
One question I had is, so one of the reasons why you're over the impervious is because of the tennis court or the court. Is there any plans to change that, or are they going to resurface it? You said it was built a long time ago. What did they plan to do?
it's
with
been
it?
resurfaced about every 7 years over
Okay.
time. It's in decent shape now. It'll get we would prefer to have it resurfaced and get rid of the cracks in the next year or 2.
Okay.
But honestly, we're a tennis and pickleball family, so it's kind of the focal point of the family activity. And we thought about getting rid of it or moving it, and just didn't fly.
Well, it's there. I would piggyback on what Gary said. I said, you're decreasing it and you're entering a retention pond. So I think that's probably a net improvement of what's there already. So I would agree with the city's assessment that it should be approved.
Yeah, and the side lot setbacks will make this structure sit much nicer in the string of lots there.
Kristen, do you have anything?
You guys have already said it and you asked the question I had, so.
what's the house that's next door? I don't remember. I drove by it out here, but all I saw was snow, unfortunately. The house next door to the east there, is that
That's
is
a
that relatively new structure or?
1990s,
Okay,
maybe early 2000s. It's a single level, 3-bedroom family cabin.
But it's also owned by the Coates.
yeah, okay, thanks.
Dave, did you have anything to add?
Just a question. The 30% of the 50-foot lot is 15 feet, so you're splitting that difference 7.5 feet on each side of the proposed structure to meet the setback, right?
That was our understanding, yes.
Okay. And that's measured to the structure walls, correct? from the property line to.
Believe to the
structure wall.
exterior wall from the property line.
That's normally the way it would be measured. So the eave overhangs, how wide would the overhangs be? It's just a question from the
yeah.
runoff standpoint.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I missed half your question. I know that we are reducing, the style of the cabin reduces the eaves from the existing cabin.
Okay,
I don't know any more than that at this stage of the design, I guess.
okay. Just, I'm, just so you can catch the runoff and bring it back to the retention.
Oh, yes. I'm
So
sorry. I
there would
missed-
be enough space in between the property line and where the runoff comes off the roof.
Right.
Or if you're gonna, maybe you could just explain how you're going to get the water back there. to
Yeah, a
retention.
little bit of that planning completed so far, and I have some experience with this in a home in the cities. The design plan is to gutter and collect and drain pipe it back to the holding pond. And then in addition, removing the cabin back 6 feet gives us a little bit of level ground. And then the grade of the ground would be taken away from the lake back towards
To the north.
to the holding pond to the north. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's all.
Okay. Jesse or John, did you have any questions?
I don't have any.
Okay. All right, I will entertain a motion to approve, deny, or table.
I'll move that the planning commission, planning and zoning commission approves the variance application. Number escapes me here, 02.
022-21.
There we go. 022-21, all according to the findings of fact and the recommendation of the planning, zoning or planning staff.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Appreciate your help. Anything else you need me for? Come up with some new business.
It's up to you. Yeah, it's a kind of a blank slate.
Mr. Chair, we think you might have skipped approving minutes.
I'm sorry.
We think you might have skipped approving the minutes.
Sure.
If you could do that, that'd be
Yeah,
great.
Right.
Let's see.
Yeah, minutes of October 5th and November 18th.
Yep. Do we want those on separate motions or do we want it together? Okay.
I would move approval of the minutes for October 5th, 2021 and November 18th, 2021 as submitted.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. All right, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries.
I'll take it. I moved it.
All right, moving on to new business, none, old business, none.
There probably is some. Are we moving on with the same officers as for this year? Or do we have to re-elect those staff or our officers every year?
We do, and we will do that in February.
Oh, okay.
We will
February.
appoint a chair and a
Okay,
vice chair. Yes.
that's fine.
Yep. No, great question.
Okay. Not that I'm dissatisfied, just technicality.
Do we have an administrator's report?
I I know there's a list of permits in your packets and just other miscellaneous information for the commission's information. Since some didn't receive my email that I sent yesterday, I will just share with you a couple of the updates I provided. The new city code is online and it is live and ready to use. I provided the link. I'll resend it out to everyone and I am happy to print copies. I know a couple have requested it, but if you'd like a hard copy, I will definitely get you one if you'd like for your binders or for your folders when you come to the meetings and for reference. Just an update on our city planner recruitment. I have interviews scheduled for tomorrow and Thursday with some candidates. And so I will keep you posted on how that process goes. Ideally, if there is a candidate who fits what we're looking for, I will include that recommendation for hire at the City Council's January 10th meeting, which is next Monday. I line item that on the special meeting agenda, just in case something works out, but we'll just see how that goes. And then I just wanted to mention that you'll notice Don Jacobson is not here today. He had an unexpected medical issue after our December City Council meeting. He fell and broke his hip. So he is in Duluth recovering. He's doing well. He'll be gone for a few more weeks. So we hope to see him back soon and wish him well. Just wanted to let you know since he is normally here. And that's all I have, unless there's any other questions.
Oh, I think we're muddling along quite well considering this.
Phew.
You know, it's 3 planners in 3 years, so it's like a revolving door here, but I think it's like that all over.
Yeah, this line of work, especially in government, is a challenge. There's not a lot of people who enjoy doing it, and it's a lot of work, and as you all know. But yes, Brittany has stayed on to help us through the transition, which is great. So that's been great. So, but just let me know if anything comes up and you have questions.
Okay.
Is there somebody else that's going to sit on the planning commission from the city council while Don is gone, or?
Well, so Ross would typically be here. He has COVID. So he's home.
Please don't have him come.
Exactly. So yeah, that's why just kind of a double whammy there, but normally, and I believe that the mayor will be recommending the same liaisons for next year as well. So you'll have Don and Ross attending your meetings.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? All right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned.
Record time, Mr. Chair.
I was going to ask you to do the art word, yeah, 20 minutes.
50.
Sometimes that doesn't.
Yeah, good time to start.